So, if you guys don't know, we covered AT&T's breach about 2 months ago. And at first they said something happened where they got some information from a third party. And I need to listen to a Darknet Diaries because I'm trying to see if they're going to draw the parallel is from 2 months ago. Was that actually Snowflake? And we found out about Snowflakes recently, like a couple of weeks ago. All right. AT&T confirms data breach affecting nearly all wireless customers. American telecom service provider AT&T has confirmed that threat actors managed to access data belonging to nearly all of its wireless customers as well as customers of mobile virtual network operators using AT&T's wireless network. Threat actors unlawfully accessed an AT&T workspace on a third-party cloud platform, and between April 14th and April 25th, 2024, exfiltrated files containing AT&T records of customer call and text interactions that occurred approximately between May 1st and October 31st, 2022, as well as January 2nd, 2023, it said. It's a lot going on. This compromised telephone numbers, which in AT&T or MVNO wireless number interacted, including telephone numbers of AT&T landline customers and customers of other carriers, counts of those interactions, and aggregate call durations for a day or month. A subset of these records also contain one or more cell site identification numbers, potentially allowing the threat actors to triangulate the approximate location of a customer when a call was made or a text message was sent. AT&T said it will alert current and former customers if the information was involved. The threat actors have used data from previous compromises to map phone numbers to identities, Jake Williams, former NSA hacker and faculty at IANS research said. What the threat actors stole here are effectively call data records, which are a gold mine in intelligence analysis because they can be used to understand who is talking to who and when. All right, so here's a list of the AT&T MVNOs, Black Wireless, Boost Infinite, Consumer Cellular. It's a lot of different small carriers. Okay, so here's the fun stuff. The name of the third-party cloud provider was not disclosed by AT&T, but Snowflake has since confirmed that the breach was connected to the hack that's impacted other customers such as Ticketmaster, Santander, Neiman Marcus, and LendingTree, according to Bloomberg. The company said it became aware of the incident on April 19th, 2024, and immediately activated its response efforts. It further noted that it's working with law enforcement in their efforts to arrest those involved, and that at least one person has been apprehended. 404 Media reported that a 24-year-old U.S. citizen named John Benz, who was previously arrested in Turkey in May 2024, is connected to the security event, citing 3 unnamed sources. He was also indicted in the U.S. for infiltrating T-Mobile.
Bye.
Criminals
Interim.
always they cannot leave good enough. What's it called? Well enough alone or good enough alone? I don't know what the saying is, but they can't do it. In 2021, and selling this customer data. You know what's funny about this part right here? Do you remember last week when we were talking about T-Mobile and one people come in 4 days in the office, and I was talking about them getting breached?
Yep.
There it is right there. I might send that to the recruiter. However, it's emphasized that the access information does not include the content of calls or texts, personal information such as social security numbers, dates of birth, or other personal identifiable information. While the data does not include customer names, there are often ways using publicly available online tools to find the names associated with a specific telephone number. It's also urging users to be on the lookout for phishing, smishing, and online fraud by opening text messages from trusted senders. On top of that, customers can submit a request to get the phone numbers of their calls and texts in the illegally downloaded data. The malicious cyber campaign targeting Snowflake has landed as many as 165 customers in the crosshairs, with Google-owned Mandiant attributing the activity to a financially motivated threat actor dubbed UNC 5537. And guys, I'm going to interject right here. If you want to learn more about this, like so Mandiant, CrowdStrike, and other companies, they have their own way of tracking these threat actors. So this is most of the time how Mandiant does theirs. You can type this in and you'll see Mandiant's full report, and I may share it in a second. Matter of fact, let me go to it real quick. No, I'm going to stay right here. It'll just make it easier on me for editing. But if you type this in, it'll actually show you what the threat actor does and how they infiltrate and how they actually get all this data. And this will be another good way you can understand attacks and just study things like this when it comes to you have an upcoming interview. All right. The threat actor dubbed UNC 5537 that encompasses members based in North America and collaborates with an additional member in Turkey. The criminals have demanded payments of between $300,000 and $5 million in return for the stolen data. The latest development shows that the fallout from cybercrime spree is expanding in scope and has a cascading effect. All right, so we're gonna stop there, and actually, let me do this real quick. Briefly show you guys. This is UNC 5537. And so they got a really good write up on this. Came out in June. And I'm not going to go through all this, but I'm going to show you the cool stuff they got, like their tech diagrams. People get paid. The fun thing is people get paid to make these. I think it's pretty cool. I think this would probably be what security researchers do. Just wanted to show that. And while we are talking here, let me tell you about today's video sponsor, Aura. I'm just going to plug in Aura again. I'm always plugging in Aura every time. I'm plugging in Aura every time we see something that's happening. Just because they're telling you guys to actually just be a little bit more vigilant in smishing and phishing. And I can tell you guys, smishing in them, those are the good ones. And what these people will do, they may sell this information to somebody else, another type of third actor or something. And they're not going to be really sophisticated with their approach. If they find out you're somebody who's interested and might have a job, like you're talking about earlier, so this ties into your mercenary thing earlier. If they do their research and figure out you work at somewhere, you're like leadership or something, or you are the partner of somebody in like leadership or have some type of job that may be connected to some money, they'll try to send you a smishing message based on wherever somebody works at. And if you do click the link, the issue that you may run into is that you'll click the link off of the company's network and possibly compromised right there. So you just don't want to click on anything. If you're not sure, send it to your security team. They'll take a look at it, maybe give threat intel, see what's going on if it's an attack on the company, and kind of go from there. So do your due diligence. You don't want to be asked out, as they like to say. So do that. But if you want to take care of your information online, if you want your financial transactions to be looked at in case you see something you don't recognize, you want a VPN, a password vault. If you just want a company that's working 24/7 to make sure data brokers do not have your data, look into Aura. I still use it. I think Destiny's still using it. It's always
Absolutely.
notifying us if our information is on the dark web. And it's for a great price. But if you use the link in the description, you can get a free 14-day trial to make sure data brokers do not have your data. So check out Aura.
I
But
will say
what you say?
with two things. Oh gosh, I just had a brain fart. One of them was I wanted to highlight what they put in their 8K. And I'll do that because I forgot what the other thing was. Okay, so the 8K filing is basically what they are legally obligated to do now by the Security and Exchange Commissions.
Mhm.
So this is what they wrote, AT&T. On April 19, 2024, AT&T learned that a threat actor claimed to have unlawfully accessed and copied AT&T call logs. AT&T immediately activated its incident response process to investigate and retained external cybersecurity experts to assist. Based on this investigation, AT&T believes that threat actors unlawfully accessed an AT&T workspace on a third-party cloud platform, which was Snowflake, between April 14th and April 25th, exfiltrating files containing AT&T records of customer call and text interactions that occurred approximately between May 1st and October 31st, 2022, and January 2nd, 2023. The data does not contain the contents of call or text, personal information, blah, blah, blah. Current analysis indicates that the data includes period for these times of records, calls, and texts of nearly all of AT&T's wireless customers and customers of mobile virtual network operators. So they said that they've taken additional security measures in response to this incident. On May 9th and again on June 5th, the Department of Justice determined that a Form 8K delay in providing public disclosure was warranted. AT&T is now timely filing this report. That's them covering their tails for their customers, basically saying, yes, it happened a while ago, but we had to do our investigation before we told y'all. And the Department of Justice told us we could do this. That's basically what they're saying. They said that they're working with law enforcement in its efforts to arrest those involved based on the information available. They understand at least one person has been apprehended. They don't believe that the data has been published publicly, so they don't believe that it's publicly available. Sick of them. Sick of AT&T. Real sick of them. They got to do better. For real. They got to do better. This was not the first incident that happened this
Yeah,
year or even last year.
yeah,
And I've
but I
been an
think
AT&T ride or die. They breaking
yeah,
my heart.
it's on them a lot. But then it's like on Snowflake. Like, how do people get? Like, I haven't even looked more into Snowflake yet, and I gotta look more into that. So it's into them, but they also have to do these frequently, I guess, like risk assessments and everything else with
Yeah.
these third parties that have all that data. And if you figure out that something they're doing on their end that's not going to keep you guys safe, you're only strongest as your weakest link. And Snowflake was the weak link for hundreds of companies.
And even the
I
fact
know.
that Snowflake was gaslighting their customers after it happened, they were like, nah, that's on y'all.
That's
No, it
what a lot
was
of
on
people do.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. I know, like Neiman Marcus found out like 35, no, with 31 million email addresses that got leaked. You know what I'm saying? 31 mil. Crazy. It was like, dang, I'm just over. I don't know what's that 50 cent mean. I want to see if I can find it. What you talking about me for?
I think what I was gonna say was that they keep saying nearly all. So if you have AT&T and T and you're listening to this, nearly all, meaning you too. What I was gonna say is, remember when I texted you the other day, we were talking about this, and I said, it's not if your data will be compromised, but when. Just like we say that in the cybersecurity industry about companies, it's not if you'll be breached, but when. And that's why you just have to make sure that you have your protection in place so that if something is exposed that's your personal data, that at least you can be notified promptly about it so you can put in some security measures, maybe locking your credit, for example, being more mindful of your bank transactions, getting a new debit card, sometimes getting a new account if needed. But yeah, insane in the membrane.
Man, I cannot find it, man. But it's like a. I might try to do it after what you call it. But 50 Cent was like, "What you mentioning me for?" Like something like that.
The computer say, Floyd said, fuck T.I., fuck Nelly, fuck 50. I'm like, what did he say fuck me for?
And I think that's how Neiman Marcus is like, bro. Why I get into it? I thought I was doing good business.